Hi guys, welcome back to Medicine Chopped. My name is Enoch Kipngeno, a registered clinical officer. I've been the one behind the camera, but today I'll be talking to you and as well taking you through this. So like I've said, today we are going to make a baked oatmeal and I'll be talking to you about hypertension. So let's get to it. Or in other words, high blood pressure, it occurs when, or in simple terms, it just means that blood is being pumped at high force against the blood vessels in your body. And the symptoms of high blood pressure most of the time is asymptomatic, or maybe one you can complain of a headache, but mostly it's just asymptomatic and you cannot know unless you have a BP reading taken at the medical center when you're going to be checked, or maybe you have been taken in for another illness. Our high blood pressure is diagnosed is with 3 or more readings on 3 separate visits, and maybe on this visit you'll be found with a blood pressure reading of 140/90 and above. After confirmation, and maybe you have been found with readings of above 140/90 and above in these more than 3 occasions, there are certain number of tests that may be ordered. This may be you may be requested to offer to provide urine for urinalysis. They will also want to see how your kidneys functioning. This is UECs. They will also want to see how your livers are functioning, if there's any liver involvement. These are liver function tests. And another test that may be ordered is a lipid profile. And maybe also, if required, they may also do a complete blood count. When it comes to management of hypertension or high blood pressure, there's a long list of medications that I'm not going to go mainly into, because your doctor will know which medications works best for you after maybe assessing your situation, your age, and also after going through the tests which he might have ordered. I'm going to dive into is lifestyle. This entails what you eat. This is the diet. What you do, this is exercise. And in the part of diet, there is one thing you need to know. You have to reduce the intake of sodium. This is salt. You have to also reduce the intake of cholesterol and fatty foods. Also, you have to take plenty of fluids or water. And we advise people to do at least 2 liters of water a day. And I will say at least, so you can slightly go above a bit, but at least 2 liters of water a day. And in exercise, we do exercise here to at least keep your weight in check. Other things that you may have to reduce, this is reduce intake of caffeine. You have to stop smoking cigarettes. You have to reduce or even stop taking alcohol. So the complications of high blood pressure, this may bring kidney failures, may bring about heart attacks, or even stroke. This blood clot in your brain, that is stroke. During this COVID pandemic, it's possible for people to have fear to go to the medical centers for treatment, And I just want to say this to maybe to people who are on follow-up for high blood pressure, or maybe they want to be treated or to be checked for high blood pressure. Medical centers, most health facilities around us, you'll find that they're putting measures to ensure the safety of patients and the staff around the medical centers. And maybe you can try to reach out to your medical provider and maybe try and identify a time where it's suitable for you, where you'll have reduced interaction with other patients and maybe reduce the risk of being exposed to COVID-19. And you see, despite all this pandemic and stuff going on, it's still important to be checked for high blood pressure to prevent the complication which I've said. And the danger thing with the high blood pressure is that it's asymptomatic. You'll just be going about your daily businesses, doing 1, 2, 3 things here and there, and maybe you get a heart attack because your blood pressure has been elevated for a long time and maybe you didn't know. So it's still important to go to medical centers, have your blood pressure checked here and there if you have been confirmed to have a high blood pressure, or maybe still if you haven't, it's still important to go to the medical center. Another importance here comes, it's still important to adhere to medication. Sometimes you have been diagnosed with high blood pressure, maybe you had a headache at first, and so you have been using the medication, then the headache has subsided. Then you start convincing yourself that I'm okay, I don't have a headache anymore. But no, that's not a reason to stop the medication. You still have to continue the medication because the high blood pressure at some point it becomes asymptomatic, and the complications, they just pop in after you have stopped taking the medication for a long time. Our baked oatmeal is ready. Thank you guys for watching. Our next video will be making chocolate babka, and I will be talking about asthma. Bon appetit, and enjoy your weekend. As usual, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share with your family and friends. See ya. 1, 2, 1, 2. Shika.
Chesha nini?
Your weekend. So, as usual, hit the like sub. Oh crap!
Like subscribe sema.